I'm Sophie Uliano, author of Gorgeously Green, and I'm going to show you how to brew the perfect cup of green tea today. Now, I am a passionate green tea drinker. I love it. I drink about 4 or 5 cups a day, and the reason is because mercifully, I love the taste. I like the grassy taste, and I'm into all these different kinds of green teas now. But also, I love the fact that I'm drinking health, basically health in a cup, because green teas, good green teas, are full of polyphenols, which are really powerful free radical fighters and antioxidants. They're basically incredibly good for your health. And so, if you can drink green tea, you'll be in good shape. Now, let's just talk a little bit about the different kinds of tea, because that's important. We tend to think of green tea as a very generic, oh, green tea. The #1 rule is I would recommend always buy loose tea. Don't buy tea in a tea bag. The tea in a tea bag is typically the worst quality tea, so buy your teas loose. That goes for all teas. Now, the different kinds of tea, there are hundreds of different kinds of green teas. There is white tea. Now, that is the tea that really comes straight from the bush and has had no roasting or oxidizing. Then next you have green tea. Now, green tea has been processed a little bit. It's been snipped off. It all comes from the same bush. And as I've said, there are hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of green tea. Here, I just have a regular sentia green tea, and I also have a gunpowder green tea, which is one that you can find in most health food stores. Then there is oolong tea. Now, oolong tea has been roasted a little bit. It's been oxidized, so it's a little bit darker. And then finally, you have black tea that we all know about, and most of us in Britain drink every single day. Now, the key in brewing a perfect cup of green tea is that you never ever put boiling water on green tea, because it'll burn the leaves and it'll give a really bitter taste. So the 2 keys to brewing your green tea are the heat of the water, the temperature of the water, and the length that you brew the tea. Now, typically, the lighter the tea, so starting with the white, the cooler the water needs to be and the less brewing time. So it gets warmer, 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 warmer until you get to black tea, and then it's boiling water and you can let it steep for a while. So I'm just going to show you the different ways that I believe make for the best brewing. So there's either this little device that you've probably seen before, a little metal tea infuser. Not my favorite, but it'll do, only because it's hard to get the right amount of tea in there. But you know, when I'm traveling, that can be fine. This actually is my favorite, which is you can get this from any specialty tea store, and it's a tea bag. And that you just fill it, and I love this. It just brews a very, very beautiful, rich cup of tea. And this is what I carry with me every week. People come and stop me and say, where did you get that from? And it's a tea brewing mug, which is genius because it has a little filter in it. Now, this is better for oolong tea, because teas that you can put in that will brew for a long time, that's what you want to use it for, not green. So let's make the perfect cup of green tea. Ideal world, you've got your little tea bag here, and I'm going to spoon in 1 teaspoon of these bright grassy green leaves. Now, I've boiled my water, and my water has been 5 minutes off the boil. So remember, for green tea, 5 minutes off the boil. That's the temperature it needs to be. So this is exactly right, and I'm going to pour that in there. Now, while that is brewing, that needs to brew for 3 minutes. So remember, for green tea, 5 minutes off the boil, and it's going to brew for about 3 minutes. Now, if you're using oolong tea, again, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon. And the water that you want for oolong is a little bit warmer. So I would say for oolong, 2 minutes off the boil. We have green tea, we have oolong tea. And then finally, when you're brewing black tea always should be on the boil, a rolling boil, and then you pour it on and it steeps for 5 minutes. There you go, the perfect cup of tea. So for these tips, more tips, tricks and recipes, please visit me at gorgeouslygreen.com.